Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to check the GEPRC Mark2 Bind and Fly Freestyle Quadcopter. In this video I'm going to go over its features, show you how to set it up, and then head outdoors and take it for a test flight. The Mark2 is available in two versions, so you can choose between a plug and play version which doesn't come with any ready receiver, and the Bind and Fly version, which is the version that I've got, that comes with an Frsky R-XSR receiver which is already installed inside the quadcopter. The price difference is only $10, which is less than the price of the receiver, so of course if you already have an Frsky compatible transmitter, it's recommended to get the Bind and Fly version. In addition, you can also choose between two colors, red and silver, which is going to affect the colors of the standoffs, motors, and also the 3D printed parts. Inside the package, we're getting first of all the user manual for the GEPRC Span F4 tower, user manual for the Frsky R-XSR receiver, some stickers, a frequency table card, a TPU 3D printed action camera mount, an OSD control board for the Runcam Swift 2 camera, 5 sets of GEPRC 3 blades 50/40 propellers, and this bag of accessories that contains all these items. So over here we've got some spare screws, hex key drivers, and covers for the protectors of the radio receiver antennas, connectors, 3 Velcro battery straps, these spare parts that are going to enable you to add these type of mounts for the action camera on top of the quadcopter, so it will enable you to replace the included side plates, 2 Velcro straps for the action camera, 2 anti-skid battery stickers, motor protectors, a spare arm which is a blast add-on, and also these 2 RHCP pagoda antennas. The shorter one is intended to be used on the quadcopter. It has an RP-SMA antenna connector, which is the same connector of the VTX of the quadcopter, and you also get in a longer one with an SMA antenna connector, so this one is intended to be used on your FPV goggles. Now let's have a look at the quadcopter itself. First of all, on the center we can find the GEPRC Span F4 tower. The bottom board is a 40 ampere BLLES 4-in-1 ESC, and the top board is an Omnibus F4 flight controller. It comes pre-flashed with Betaflight 3.2.5, and it has an integrated VTX that supports smart audio and has a selectable output strength of 25, 200 and 600 mW. On the back we can find a 1000 microfarad capacitor, the Frsky R-XSR receiver, since this is the Bind and Fly version, this 3D printed TPU part that holds the RP-SMA antenna connector and also holds the antennas. So you have two options. First of all, you can use these holes on the bottom, so you can place the antenna protector in this manner, or you can cut it in half and just place it on top of each antenna like that. As for motors, this quadcopter is using the GEPRC GL2207 2400 kV motors. These are high quality motors. They feature an open bottom design. The motor bell is held with an hex screw in the center, which makes the replacement of the bell very easy. And in addition, both motors and the Span F4 flight tower supports up to 5S Lipo batteries. Finally, on the front we can find the excellent Runcam Swift 2 FPV camera, and one thing that I didn't mention is that this quadcopter also has a buzzer which is already connected to the flight controller. As for the frame, I've already reviewed it separately, so I'm going to put a link to this review over here. The only difference is the wheelbase. This one has a 230mm wheelbase, whereas this 7-inch frame has a 300mm wheelbase. Besides that, all the specifications are the same. They both feature a True X design. The arms are interchangeable and have a thickness of 4mm, and the top and the bottom plate have a thickness of 2mm. The weight of the quadcopter without a battery is 340 grams, and I'm going to fly it with both 4S and 5S 1300 mAh Lipo batteries from CNHL. The weight including the 4S battery is 519.3 grams, and including the 5S battery, the weight is 561.5 grams. The next thing that I'm going to do is to add these motor protectors, bind the R-XSR receiver, and configure the quadcopter in Betaflight, and then I'm going to head outdoors and test it out. I hope you will enjoy the rest of this video, and I will see you in the end of it in order to give you my conclusion.
sun come up. Ganja smoking, they got rum in me cup. Bad gals wind up on the dance floor. Other gals wind up on the dance floor.
So overall, I'm going to keep it short and tell you that if you're in the market for a freestyle build 5-inch quadcopter, this one is going to be probably your best option. Priced at around $250, it's going to give you an exceptional value for money, because if you're going to buy all the parts separately, it's going to cost you more. And in addition, they save you the trouble of building the quadcopter and also tuning it, because this one is already pre-tuned. Anyway, I don't think that building a quadcopter is very difficult. The most difficult part is actually to tune it, and this is something I have yet to master. So GEPRC already done it for you, and if you just want to buy the quadcopter and bind it or install your receiver and go outdoors to the field and fly it, as I said, this is going to be a great option. Now, if you're debating where to get this one or the Elegant KHX5, which is currently being sold for the same price, I think that, in my opinion, this one is a better option because it comes better pre-tuned, and also in terms of flight time, I think that this one performed a little bit better. When really pushing the battery and also just cruising around, I could get almost 7 minutes of flight time using a 1300 mAh 4S Lipo battery, and when normally flying it, I could get about 5 minutes of flight time, which is also pretty good. Of course, it also depends on the propellers that you're using, and these are not very aggressive propellers, but I still think that they perform really well. If you're looking for really high performance and speed, you should check the 5S option, because this thing was flying like a rocket when using this 1300 mAh 5S battery. The only issue that I had is the antenna connector got sometimes loose, so what you can do now to prevent is to put a heat shrink on top. And anyway, I recommend to try the Frsky Lollipop 2 antenna. I think it's going to give you a better performance than this Pagoda antenna from GEPRC. Just remember that this quadcopter is using the RPSMA antenna connector, so when you buy a new antenna, make sure to buy the correct version. In addition, I recommend to use the included 3D printed parts to soft mount the motors, because it's going to reduce the vibrations, and I didn't notice a lot of jello using my GoPro Station 5 camera. By the way, I think that this 3D printed part should become standard on bind and fly or other ready-to-fly quadcopters. Not everybody has access to 3D printers that supports TPU. For example, my printer only supports PLA, and TPU is a more suitable material for this kind of accessories. So this is a great add-on, and I wish that other manufacturers that sell bind and fly and ready-to-fly quadcopters will include these kind of mounts in their quadcopters as well. So, as you probably understood, I'm really impressed with this quadcopter and I highly recommend it. As always, if you have any questions about this quadcopter, feel free to ask it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell if you're not already subscribed. See you on my next videos, and goodbye.